Hey, what's up everybody? Steve Jackson here from Evolve Guitar, and today we're checking out Nothing Else Matters from Metallica, and I'm going to include tabs for this song down in the description below, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. The first section of the song we're going to play with our fingers, and it's going to be mostly in groups of sixes. This song is in 6/8 time signature, so it's mostly going to be in groups of sixes, and the first 6 notes that we're going to play are just going to sound like this. So that's super simple. It's just all open strings, so no left hand needed at all. And we're just gonna go on the 6th string to start. And then we're just gonna go 3, 2, 1. And then back to 2, and then back to 3. And that is the pattern that's just gonna loop around a couple times. And yeah, you wanna use a different finger for each string, so I'll go thumb, and then pointer, middle, ring. And we'll just repeat that through 3 times. Now after we've done that 3 times, the 4th time is going to be slightly different. It's going to play the same notes at the beginning though, so it's going to go. Now instead of the last note being on the 3rd string, it's going to go back to the 1st string, and we're going to play that the 7th fret on the high E string. So it'll go. And then we're going to stay right there because the next note's going to be the same spot, 7th fret on the high E string, but this time we're also going to play the low E string at the same time like this. Okay, so we'll go. Right, so low E, high E, and then B, and then G. Now we're going to go. So what I did there, I went back to that 7th fret on the high E string. This time though, I'm going to play the high E and the B string at the same time, and then pull off to open. So, and then I just continued on the pattern and went to the 2nd string and the 3rd string open. So that whole measure will be like. Continuing on, we're just going to go back to the low E and high E, play those together again, and then the 3rd string again. Now we're going to change it up a bit. We're going to go back though to that 7th fret on the high E, and we're going to play the B string open as well, and then we're going to go up to 8 and play both of those. So now we're just going to play only the high E string, and we're going to play 7, and then we're going to hammer on to 8. And then either pull off to 5 or you can slide to 5. But you just want to hear that 5 and you can go. Alright, so either hammer on or pull off. But then we're going to go to this 7 on the high E and open B again. And then we're going to go to 5 on the 1st string, and then to 3 and a 2, and you can kind of slide those down. And then we're going to go grab the 5th fret of the B string. Okay, so let's rewind. Let's go back 1 measure. Okay, now we're going to do this chord shape. We're going to grab the 5th fret of the B string with our pinky and the 5th fret of the G with our ring. We're going to hold those, but to start we're going to play the open A string and then the B string at the same time. Then we're going to go G and then B again. So, alright, now we're going to grab the 2nd fret of the high E string. We're going to play that and pull off. And then back to the B, back to the G. So now we got this kind of thing. One more time on that. Alright, and then we're going to do almost the same thing. We're going to start on the A string, and we're just going to kind of go down from there. So we're going A to the G to the B, and then open, high E. So, right? Then we're going to play all 4 of those same strings. So fifth, third, second, and first. So we're playing all four of those. And we're going to play those same strings again, but the next time we're going to grab the second fret on the A string. And then we're going to move it up one more and do the third fret on the A string. So now we're going to keep this same chord shape here, but we're going to kind of do an arpeggio. So we're going to go fifth string, and then third, second, back to the third. So now we're going to go, so I move this pointer finger. I was here, I'm going to go to the high E string, third fret, play that, and then pull it off. And then kind of go, I'm still holding that chord shape. So now I'm going to back up and go B and then G. So let me put that whole measure there. I'm going to play that same chord shape again here. Then I'm just going to move this whole chord shape up 2 frets. So I don't really change anything else, but just move it up 2 frets. So I'm at 5, 7, 7 now. I'm going to play those same 4 strings that I've been playing. Right, play all 4 of those at the same time. Then I'm going to do the little arpeggio thing like I did earlier. So 5th string, and then third, second, back to third. Yep, so now I'm going to go. So what that is, it's open high E string, and then hammer to 5, and then pull off. And then I'm going to go 7 on the B string and pull off. And then open B, and then hammer to 5. So after that, I'm going to play the low E string again. I'm going to grab these harmonics here. I'm going to go up on the 12th fret, and I'm going to play the G and B strings together with these harmonics, and then just the B, and then the high E. So I got that. And then I just go back to that first pattern with all the open strings. All right, now at this point, what we're doing is we're kind of doing some arpeggios of what I would say are the main chords in the song. And those chords are E minor to D major to C major. And then that's going to repeat a few times. But what we're actually going to do, like I said, is some arpeggios. So we're going to start off by playing the low E string. And we're doing this bar chord here, which is this E minor bar chord. So we're going 7th fret A, 9th fret D, 9th fret G, 8th fret B, and then 7th fret on high E, right? So this, just like I said, typical, E minor bar chord shape. And we're starting with this low E, and then we're just kind of going 1 string at a time down. And then when we get to the last 2 strings, the high E and B, we're just going to play those together. So like, you want to let that first note ring out longer than the others, right? So, and then we're going to go down to our D major shape. So 5th fret on the A string, and then 7, 7, 7 on the next 3 strings. And we're going to do something real similar, but a little shorter. We're only doing like 3 different picks here. So we're going A string, D string, and then the G and B together. So like, and then the same thing, but just move it down 2 frets. So we're at 3, 5, 5 here on the C major chord. So that whole thing will go. And I just repeat that. Now at this point, we're going to do some different chords that's going to kind of turn it around to get into the verse. So the chords that are going to do that, the turnaround, are G major. So it's this G major bar chord shape. So right, we're on the 3rd fret of the E string, and then 5 and 5 on the A string and D strings, 4th fret on G, and then 3rd fret on the B and E strings. So So I said, just this regular G major bar chord shape. So we're going low E, and then D, and then G and B. So, and then we're going to do almost the same thing, but with a B minor chord. So with this, we're going to go 2nd fret on the A string, 4th fret on D, and then we're going to play the G and B strings. So let me rewind, go back to that G. Now we're doing the open E strings again, so just all open. Okay, getting into the next part, it's going to be the verse section, and it's going to sound kind of like this. So what we're doing here, it's kind of like the beginning, but now we're holding the 3rd fret on the high E string, and we're going to go the same strings that we were just doing. So we're going low E to G to B to high E. But now we're going to go G, so we're changing the pattern a bit here, and then open high E, and then B, and then G again. So yeah, one more time. All right, now we're just going to go ahead and grab a D chord shape, and we're going to play just the D strings and the high E, play those two together, and then the D again. So then we're going to lay our pinky down on the 3rd fret there on the high E string, make that shape. So we're going, okay? And then we're going to release our pinky and then put our middle finger on the 3rd fret here on the A string, giving us this kind of C chord shape. So now we're going to play the high E and the A strings together, and then we're going to go B, G. So and then we're going to kind of walk down here. We're going to go low E, 3rd fret, and then 2nd fret. So let's rewind and play that whole measure again. Yeah, one more time. Okay, then we can kind of just loop that around. So just like on the last part we did where we did those bar chords and we did E minor, D, C, you can tell we're kind of doing the same thing here with open chord shapes, right? We're going E minor, D, C, right? So just like that, on the last part we went to G and then to B minor to kind of turn it around. We're going to do basically the same thing here, but with these open chord shapes. So to do that, we're going to just hold a regular G major open chord shape here, and we're going to go low E string and then G, and then we're going to play the B and high E together. So like, and then we're going to grab B7. We're just going to play B7, so we're playing, 4 strings starting from A, and we're skipping the D string, so we're going. So let's rewind a little bit, starting on that G chord. And then we're just going back and doing the first pattern again. All right, now from there, what we're going to do is just do some really easy strumming. This is when we get into the chorus part, and it's just going to sound like this. So all we're doing here is just playing an open C chord, and we're just strumming like this. Okay? And then we're going to go to A, open A, same strumming. And then we're going to go to D. You can see the D is a little longer. So again, C to A, and then D. repeat it like that, and then at the end of this pattern, we go back to E minor. So at this point in the song, I'm gonna grab my electric guitar because we got this interlude part that comes in, and it sounds kind of like this. All right, by the way, if you're looking at the tab here underneath, keep in mind that there's two notes happening at the same time. So when you're looking at this, what I'm gonna show you is gonna always be the note that's on the right part of the slash. So at the beginning, we're playing the 12, and then at the second note, we're playing a 12 also. It's a little weird looking, but there's a harmony, and that's why we got both those parts. But what we're gonna do, right, is we're gonna play 12 on the high E, and then 12 on the B. And then we're just gonna stay on that B string, 12th fret the whole time, and then the high E string is gonna kind of go up, up. So we're gonna go 12, and then the next time, the high E string is gonna grab this 14. We're gonna stay on the B string 12th fret. And then we're gonna go 15 high E, and then 17. So 12, 14, 15, and then 17. And then we're gonna grab this C chord shape here, but it's the 8th fret, high E, 5th fret, B, 5th fret, G, and we're gonna go. So like that was just right up the line here. So we're going first string, second string, third string. We're gonna do that twice. And then we're gonna kind of reverse it. We're gonna go third, second, and first, back to second. So. And then after that, we're gonna go down here, we're gonna do like a C chord shape. We're gonna go open, high E, first fret on the second string, and then open third string. And then we're gonna go back to the high E, back to the B, so. And then when we're gonna do what would be like a D chord shape, so we're going open, high E, and then third fret, B string, third fret, G string. So let's do that whole thing. All right, now the solo in this song sounds really awesome, and to my knowledge, I think it is one of the few Metallica songs where James Hetfield actually plays the guitar solo. I think he did a really great job. It's really melodic, and it sounds like kind of the perfect guitar solo for this particular song. And what we're gonna do at the beginning of this, we're gonna go ahead and grab the second string, the 15th fret here. I'm gonna do that with my pinky. And then we're gonna grab the G string with our ring finger on the 14th fret. We're gonna do this. So what we're doing there is we're holding that second string steady, and we're bending the third string. Like this. So, and I'm even using 3 fingers to kind of cheat and bend with that. So I always do that if I can. I use more than 1 finger to bend with if I can. Just hold that pinky steady. And then we're gonna play just the third string now. We're gonna bend it again and release it. And then go to 12 and do some vibrato there. So. All right, next up we're gonna go like that. So what I did there, we're going 14th fret on the third string, and then to 12, and then we're going 11, 12, 11 with a little hammer on pull off. So. So the end of that, we went 14 on the 4th string, and then 11 on the 3rd, and then back to 12 on the 4th, and then back to 14. So, okay, little vibrato there too. And now we're gonna go back to the 3rd string, and we're gonna go 12, 14, 12. Now we're gonna do this kind of familiar blues lick, which is this. So You've probably played that before, but if you haven't, like I said, it's a really familiar kind of blues lick that happens a lot in guitar solos. What it is I'm going to play this third string, and we're going to bend it until it becomes the same note as the next note we're going to play. So you can hear that if you were to play them both. At some point, they become the same note, and that's what we want to do. So we want to bend this 14 a whole step until it sounds like the same note as on the 12th fret second string. We're going to play them separately, right? So we're going to go. So I'm barring that, the 12s with my pointer finger. And we're just going to do that twice. Okay, then we're going to second string, 15th fret, pull off to 12. Now we're going 15 on the third string, back to 12 on the second, and then back to that 15 on the third, and then to 14. So let's do that whole measure. Okay, now we're going to go 12 on the third string. We're going to do a whole step bend, and then we're going to just bring it back like that. And then we're going 14 on the D string. So, and now we're going like that, which sounds super cool. That is 14th fret on the third and second strings together. So we're going to play it once, and then we're going to stop it. So I kind of stop it with both my left and right hands. So I'll play it, I'll kind of release my left hand a bit, and then I'll also bring down my right hand on the string so I can mute it out. So like that, so nice chop right there. And then we kind of walk it down. We're going 14 on both of those, stop it, and then we go 14 to 13 to 12. Now we're gonna go. And so what we're doing is we're sliding up to that 15 on the high E string. That makes it sound real legit. You want to get that slide in there. Adds a lot of spice to it. So yeah, 15, high E, 14, and then 12 on the second string. And then we're gonna go back to 15 on the high E, back to 14, and then back to 15. So now we're going to slide up to 17 on that high E again, and then back to 15. Now we're going to go, so we're going 14, 15, 14, a little hammer, pull, and then slide to 12. And then 12 on the second string. And now we're going back to the high E, we're going 15 to 14 to 12 on the second string. So, okay, now we're going third string, 12, 14, 12. So, now we're gonna do basically the same thing we did at the beginning, this again. So we're doing those same two notes. We're going 15 on the B string, 14 on the G string, and we're bending just the G. And then we're going to 12 on the G. So, and then we're kind of ending that little bit with 14 on the D string. So, okay, and then we're going to 12 on the G. And then we're doing the same blues lick that we've done earlier. So again, 14 on that G string, we're bending it a whole step until it's exactly the same pitch as the next note, which is 12 on the B string. So, okay, after that, we're gonna go 15 on the B, and then we're gonna bend it a whole step. So, and then after that, we're gonna like let that bend go. We're gonna release it, and then we're gonna pull off to 12. So, okay. And then we're gonna play the 15 again and bend it and hold that. Now we're gonna go. So what we're doing there, all that's on the B string. We're just going 12 to 15, back to 12, and then 7, and then 5, 7, 5.